Hi, this is Mark Murphy here, and in this video I just want to go over a warm-up you could use for a gym session. And the aim for it is just to mobilise joints, stabilise joints and activate muscles that you might be using. The first thing I'm going to do is mobilise the ankles. So what I'm going to do is up against the wall, you're going to bring your foot out a few centimetres maybe and see if you can touch the wall. If you can bring it out further. If it's a bit of a struggle, then that's perfect, you're in the right position. What I want to do is keep the heel planted to the floor. I want your knee to move straight over your ankle and over your foot. Never to an angle, just straight, okay? So like this, you're going to bring it in, so I can go out a bit further. And there we go, I'm starting to mobilise my ankle, nice and slow. And about 10 reps on each ankle will do you for that one. Okay, the next part is mobilising the hips. So what I get you to do is lie down on your back in a straight line. Main thing for this is keeping your hips still and on the ground. You don't want to be going all over the place like this. Right, so you're staying still. You're going to bring your knee up to the middle, round to the side, keeping your hips still and back down. Alright, so watch the movement of my hips. I'm going to try to keep them as sturdy as I can, okay? Then when you do 10 on each side, I'm going to change direction, so that's 40 reps altogether, and the other direction should look kind of like this. And nice, slow and controlled reps all the time. Okay, next thing, what I'm going to get you to do, after your hips and ankles are somewhat mobile, I'm going to get you to do what's called a counterbalance squat. You can grab a 5 kg plate, is what I use, or you could use a light dumbbell, whichever suits. And you're going to hold it into your chest, standing up straight, and just as you go down, you're going to slowly bring out the plate. This should be the finished position, and then back up. Okay? So it should look like this. The point of the weight coming out means you can actually sit back into it more, get deeper, and it can be comfortable. So if I was to do bodyweight squat without that, as you see, my back angle is more slumped over. Alright? So 10 reps of the counterbalance squat will be next. Next thing I get you to do are glute bridges. Alright? I get you down on the mat again. This time, feet up, hands by your side. Alright? What you're going to do here is keep your heels planted, like so, and you're pushing your hips straight up to the roof and squeezing your glutes. Alright? It's good, very good glute activation movement. Alright, so it's going to look like this. Make sure when you're at the top, just really squeeze your glutes. Alright, so hold for a sec, give it a good squeeze, and back down. So about 8 reps of the 2-legged ones, alright? When you've done that then, if you're able to go onto a single leg, raise up one, pushing off one, up you get. It's going to be a little bit tougher on you, so 5 reps on each leg for that one. Okay, the next one I'm going to do now is a side lunge. Alright, what this is going to do is you're going to give you a good stretch on the groins. It's going to stabilise your knees and still a bit of glute activation as well. Alright, so you're going to get a big wide stance, 2 toes facing forward. Alright, what I get you to do is just lean down into it and back up. Back down the other side and back up. Like any other squat or lunge, you're going to keep your heels planted. Alright, and if you're able to get your knee to your hip horizontal, like in your squat. Alright, so down good and deep and pushing off. Down and push off. Alright, as well, keeping torso up straight. As always, you don't want to be down like this, like I just was. Alright, up straight, always in control. Okay, the next movement I'm going to get you to do is front leg swings. It's a great dynamic stretch for your quad and your hamstring. Alright, you're going to grab onto something, maybe a wall or the rack there. So you're going to start off kicking out slowly, and then you're going to gradually get higher and higher. As well as keep your legs straight out in front. At the back, you're going to curl it up to get a good stretch on the quads. But at the same time, you want your hips straight and up straight all the time. Okay, so it's going to look like this. I'm going to get you to do, I'd say, between 10 and 15 on both legs. Okay, the next movement is great for hip mobility, flexibility, and also even has a little bit of T-spine activation. Alright, so what I'm going to get you to do is down in push-up position. Alright, your left foot up to your left hand. Keep it planted. You're going to keep your right knee off the ground at all times. And from here, what I'm going to get you to do is get your elbow. You might not be able to do it at first, but as you get through it, you will. Alright, you get deeper into it. You're going to go left elbow to left ankle, straighten up, rotate and around. Elbow down to ankle, rotate and around. Alright, when you do, we'll say 10 on that side, you're going to go right ankle to right wrist, elbow down again, and rotate. Alright, elbow down and rotate. So that's 10 reps on each side. Okay, now we're moving to the upper body. Alright, what I'm going to get you to do is up against the flat wall into about a quarter squat. And for this, what I want is you want no gap in here, so you don't want an arch in the back so you can get your hand through. I'm going to push your back in, as in what you can think about is push your belly button in towards the wall. Alright, that's a good thing to think of. And then shoulders up against the wall, head against the wall, and then you're going to get you into this position. Alright, elbows straight out, and from here you're going to push your wrist one at a time back to the wall, keeping everything in position though. You're not moving out of position. The only thing moving is this. Alright, so it should look like this. Alright, that's very good for T-spine and shoulder mobility. So I'd say 10 reps on each side will be perfect for that. Okay, the next thing I'm going to get you to do is band pull aparts. It's great for thoracic spine activation. So you're going to have the band out, elbow extended, and you're going to retract your scapulas like that. Alright, so if you look at my back, I'm retracting my scapulas. In that position, you're going to slowly and controlled pull the band apart and back down. But what you're not meant to do, okay, is pull it and just let it pull in. Alright, you need to always stay in control of the band. Alright. But if you don't have a band, that's okay. Another thing you could do is called the IYTW. It's the very same thing except on the ground. I'll show you a demonstration first. Now, as you can see, I have my forehead on the floor for each one of them, and all I done was make the shape of each letter. So I, Y, T, and for W, have the elbows in. It's great for thoracic spine activation. For the IYTWs, I think 5 on each one, so about 20 reps altogether. Now, the next exercise is same as the previous shoulder mobility, but a bit trickier, so if you can't do it, it's no problem. You're going to get your quarter squat, lower back in against the wall, shoulders and head against the wall, elbows up. This time you start with your wrists against it, and then just slide your arms up the wall and back down to the start position. But always making sure to have everything in contact with the wall. Okay? I think if you're able to do it, say 10 reps, but if not, stick to the previous shoulder mobility and then work your way on to the what's called the wall angels. Alright, the next movement now is two movements mixed into one. You're going to do a normal push-up and then mixed into a scapular push-up. Alright, so you can do 5 push-ups, 5 scapula, 5 push-ups, 5 scapula. Alright, I'll just show you what I mean by that now. Normal push-up, scapular push-up. Alright, just watch my scapulas moving. Normal push-up, scapular push-up. The reason for this is to really mobilise and activate the thoracic spine and really get the upper body warmed. Next thing I added in was a pec stretch, because I think a lot of people suffer with really tight pecs and really round it over, so giving it a good stretch, no harm at all. So what I can get you to do is get a corner of a wall or a door frame or anything, palms flat in against it, elbow to shoulder is parallel to the ground, and just give it a light stretch facing forward. I'm going to inhale, then exhale and push a bit further. Alright, you're not going to hold it as a tight stretch for about 10 seconds, we're not doing that. Just gradually bring it in further and further, okay? Okay, now just the last thing to round off the whole warm-up, I decided to add in some overhead squats. If you try them and they don't feel comfortable for you, just leave them out. It's no problem at all, but if you're able to do them, it's very good just to use the entire body and use everything together that you've warmed up. Alright, so they could look like this. You just grab a dowel or a broomstick, alright, from the side view. I'm going to get the dowel above your head, go down nice and slowly, and back up. Remember, down slowly, and back up. And just from the front view for you, alright? Same with your back squat, alright? Just make sure that your heels are always on the ground. If you're well able to do that and it's no pain, I'd say you could do 2 sets of 6. Do 6, have a little break, do your last 6, and then jump into your gym session. Thanks a million for watching my video. If you liked it, give it a share or a like, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Power Off the Mark.